Hello, guys. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September 17 Daily Stock Market Insights. And how was your trading today, guys? I hope you had a profitable day. And let's see if we are going to have a profitable Friday because, as we all know, every Friday normally it's a profit taking day. But let's go ahead and deep dive into each one. Let's try to analyze their chart. By the way, we are doing this every single day. So if this is your first time to watch our video, I'm inviting you guys to hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever we have new videos. Alright, so let's get started. Let's take a look at our index. What happened today? Oh, we have a doji here, very near our MA20 line, but somehow, you know, when I see an MA20 pointing downwards, that don't really look good for me. But let's try and see if the hold around the MA20 line is going to sustain at this point. In the meantime, I'll just go ahead and just plot it at that level for now. 5,912 level. Let's see if it will continue to move up to that level and then bounce. So far, I don't like what I'm seeing here because when we had a bounce, the bounce is slightly lower than the previous high that we had in August, back on the 18th of August. So in the meantime, let's try to observe first, but I don't feel good about how our chart is looking at the moment. Okay, let's go and check out Merrimart. Merrimart also flatlining here around the MA20 area, and you see this? It is just moving right at the area of MA20, and looks like this is currently acting as a resistance. We are having a difficult time breaking that as of now, but let's see what this foreign buying is going to do in the coming days. In the meantime, I'd say let's just plot the next support at the 2.97 area. Reason being is because we see this support, and you also had some consolidation that happened here. Used to be a resistance over here, so maybe it will continue to flatline for now, go sideways most likely, and we're plotting 2.97 as our nearest support. We don't know how long it will take for this to go sideways, but for now I don't see much volume as of yet. Let's see the news quarterly report. It's not projecting. Quarterly report. Well, if you click that news section, we have some gains. But the retained earnings, okay, retained earnings, we have 112 million. So far, at least they're positive, right? But still very flat. So let's try to observe what happens around 2.97. So just for your reference, guys, I'd like you to take the always make it a habit to open the news for the stocks that you want to engage in, or for the stocks that you're currently holding, because you don't have to, well, you can go to PSE Edge to go look at it, but this one here, for every stock that you have, you can click the news and then you'll have all the news related to that stock. So that's it for Merrimart. Not much action as of yet. Let's take a look at Now. Now is also trying to slowly move higher and higher. So far as it goes near your MA20 line, you see the uptrend in the direction here. You see that? Okay, so I think um, my recommendation here is try to get in as near as you can on this green line, which is actually right now still very near that, but we don't know if this uptrend will continue to flourish. The nearest resistance that I see at the moment would be right at this level. Okay, so in terms of risk to reward, I think your reward here, nearest reward, is possible. It's just 5%. Okay, but let's see how far are we if you're going to talk about long term. And if you want to stay there for a little while, look at that. This stock has really reached back in 2018, but I think I we won't reach that level really quickly. But in the coming months, I think the most feasible that I can see is around the 4.81, but I cannot really even quote the time frame. But at least if you're going to talk about long term here, that's the farthest, which maybe around, yeah, 77%. So try to time your entry. If you want to be so sure, you can even wait for a breakout of that resistance that I plotted, so that you can be so sure that you can already create a brand new wave. Because if you enter very near a resistance, not yet the breakout, then there's a big possibility that you might encounter some rejection once the price reaches 2.49. But if you can wait for a breakout, at least you are already confirmed that when a breakout happens, normally it will continue another wave, and sometimes it will go back to the previous support and then continue the movement higher. So my recommendation here is, well, we all have different profiles here, but I'd say wait for a breakout, because anyway we're very near that. And there you have it. Next is AGI. AGI also is very near the resistance. This is the nearest resistance I can see, because it has started to climb up over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think 7.48 is the nearest resistance, and we are not so sure if we'll have some rejections as we go near that. And for those people who are still interested in getting in, that's only around 5% against a possible downside of 9.2. So not the very ideal setup. We would normally recommend for if you want to trade, of course, get in as near as you can at the support level. And in this case, if you want, you can do this is what we call a Fibonacci retracement tool. It measures the area where you could potentially see some bounce. So right now, if this will bounce, it might go back to this level or this level. So true enough, this line here is our MA20, which is a common area where prices normally drop and bounce. So it's up to you. I cannot even say that it will not go any higher, but for those people who want to play more conservative here, they'd rather wait for those bounce areas. But it might take some time. We don't really know what the direction is tomorrow. It could be 50-50 because it's a Friday and people might take profit, and that would be your opportunity to catch it when it dips. But it could also go higher, but the nearest resistance is around 7.48. So try to gauge the pros and cons of the situation. Just so you know, there's 48.2 million on foreign buying here. Okay, so there you have it. Overall, this too has dropped so much, and we're all still at a very cheap level for AGI. There you go. Okay, next is tech. So we thought we already had that recovery, but short play short-lived recovery. So now it's trying to revisit, and I'm thinking it will fill this gap. Remember, in back in September 15th, we had a gap up and another gap up that happened here, but today people took profit. So if you were able to enter right here, that was a good, let's say you entered right here, that was already a good 11%. People are just very conservative in their trades at the moment. So that was just 11% and they were taking profit. Okay, in the meantime, I just feel like it will close the gap. And the most realistic drop here is around 5.81, where we have our MA20 level, 5.81 or 5.82. So I just feel like it will touch that level one more time and then do sideways and continue to move higher. Overall, we're still at a very cheap level. There. See that? It has dropped so much. So your call if you believe in the fundamentals. I know, look at this. One day ago, there was a news about this. I think this is a it's like their Certec said its subsidiary Quintel USA had signed a master purchase agreement with telecommunications operator that ranked among the top 5 full-fledged wireless carriers in North America. So I think that is going to be a promising project ahead of us if you are in tech. 5.82, guys, is this nearest support I'm looking at. Next one is Dito. What happened to Dito? Dito continued to push the price higher. Really good here. But we're very near a resistance, so we don't really know if this will continue to break that resistance. But we're very near that right now. Another interesting, well, a lot of development in the preparation for the launch of the third telco here. So a lot, maybe you see this volume. There are a lot of people really starting to bodega they are starting to accumulate volume at this point. Look at that. The last time it did this, the last time we had that kind of volume was back when this stock won the third telco bidding, right? And then now that it has dropped big time, we also again saw that lift in the volume. So I think a lot of investors are already starting to get in this stock, waiting for that right time to ripen. Okay, next is Bloom. As for Bloom, we visited. Okay, we had that slight bounce, but slightly lower than the previous high over here. So I just feel like two things can happen. It's either it will go back to the previous support and just flatline there, or it could also create a lower low. So something to really closely monitor. In the meantime, I feel that this, particularly for tomorrow, I see it dropping. So just stay on the sidelines for now for Bloom and wait for that perfect timing. 6.66 is the area of focus. Let us see if it will break that or if we will experience a bounce as soon as the price hits that level. 6.66 is the area. Next one is Tel. As for Tel, oh, see that we've been climbing really aggressively in the past few months. And we now broke that MA20 level. So, well, we're lucky at this point here. It was a slight overshoot, but as we go higher and higher, then it weakens the volume. Well, still flat, but slightly lower, slight decline in the volume. See that? Previously, we were just averaging here, and now we're slightly lower. So, I'd say, let's see if it will bounce once it reaches the 1346 level. That's the nearest area that I am looking at. Yeah. Okay, so just uh, closely monitor this first, but the nearest support I'm looking at is 1.3. Okay, so previously this also reached around the 3,000 level, but right now still starting to recover, but we're not moving in a straight line, so it's given that people have been profitable already. That's why we see some dips in the price. We also had foreign selling that happened today, so another thing to take note of. Next one is MWIDE. MWIDE, what's nice about this stock is that we are now slightly higher than the ME29 with 2.45 million on foreign buying. Let's use our 7.11 or 7.12 level as our, no, 7.05. At any time, the market gives you a chance between 705 to 730. I think that's a good opportunity. We're still at a very cheap level. It's just that, of course, their revenue is greatly impacted at the moment here. So, see, let's observe. For some, it's actually time to buy, and while people are hesitant and scared about the situation, they see a longer horizon in their outlook. So they're accumulating right now, so that when everything's back to normal, they already have that position, and that's what we're doing now. That's why we're here studying the market and starting to invest even in this crisis, because we want to be ahead of the game. We want to enter when everybody's scared, so that we are already in a position once we recover fully. Next one is CHP. CHP also managed to bounce. Okay, nice. Okay, so still at a very cheap level, but we might see probably some slowdown here. But 1.49 is the area I'm looking at, is the nearest support. This is for me a bounce. But for those who are position traders, they might be a little hesitant because it's already high. But if you're a long-term investor, you're actually still at a good level, because look at that. You're just in the 1 peso area, but previously it even used to be at around 12 or even higher. Yeah, around 12 pesos. Okay, so this is way a discounted price. So anywhere from 1.49 to 1.54, try to observe. You can just start accumulating volume if you like. BDO. So it did not sustain. We had a slight lift in the price at around 93.5, but profit taking right away. So we might even go as low as 85.5, but I feel that 85.5 is already a very strong support, and that's the lowest we could reach at this point. And I think it'll just stop there and bounce after that. Okay. For now, I just see it dropping some more, giving us an opportunity in that area. Next one is, like BDO, JFC also experienced some decline. Oh, this is not looking good, which means there could be some more triggers pulling the price downwards. And the next support I'm looking at is 125.98. Okay, yeah. Let's see first how the market behaves around that area. But if that gets broken, next drop that I see could be around this area, 110 level, or 108. See that that's a resistance here, support over here. So I think that's a bit, deep. If we are going to measure that, that is around 13% drop if your 125.98 gets broken. Okay, so try to observe. In the meantime, try to look for other stocks that are a bit bullish than uh, the stocks in the index, because looks like a lot of them are retracing at the moment. Okay, so in the meantime, those are the stocks I have covered for you. I'll put it on the comment section and of course in our thumbnail, so you know the order. So I've covered Merrimart, now AGI, Tech, Dito, Bloom, Tel, MWIDE, CHP, BDO, and JFC. And good luck in your trades tomorrow, everyone. In the meantime, thank you for watching and bye bye.